Hi friends, today I will speak about a unique quality that becomes the main reason for the collapse of many successful organizations, quite different from my previous videos on leadership. But what is this unique quality that has such a destructive power? This is captured in the real life case that is narrated in this video. As you all know, the path to success is not at all smooth and easy, and everyone must struggle to make it happen. It requires a lot of effort, time, money, and manpower to build an organization. And once it becomes successful, it requires similar effort to sustain and grow. Success is not a static state, but a living process. It must be nurtured with discipline, humility, maturity, and vision. To manage success is to transform achievement into endurance, to turn moments of victory into a lifetime of meaningful impact. The true test of success lies not in reaching the top, but in remaining there with integrity, grace, and purpose. Many companies adapt to the changing market environment, whereas some organizations distinguish themselves by developing bold strategies and pioneering technologies that reshape industries and simplify people's lives. The invention of smartphones is a classic example, and many companies that resisted this change, like BlackBerry, which exhibited stubbornness over the adoption of touchscreens, were wiped out due to a culture of nepotism and overdependence on old hierarchies rather than skill. This rigid approach stifled innovation and prevented the company from competing effectively with more agile rivals like Apple and Samsung. Other companies like Enron, WeWork, Blockbuster, Kodak have almost collapsed or faced significant decline due to leadership that concentrated power, discouraged alternative viewpoints, and made decisions that were not in the long-term interest of the company. Over 50% of Fortune 500 companies from the year 2000 no longer exist. Nearly 80% of market-leading companies fail to sustain leadership for more than 10 years. Research from McKinsey shows that 70% of corporate declines begin internally, not externally, caused by poor decisions, arrogance, or slow response to change. In these cases, the leadership style often led to a lack of dissenting voices, a toxic corporate culture, and an inability to adapt to market conditions or ethical standards. Success is the final reward for years of effort, discipline, and sacrifice. But it is a journey wherein the goalpost keeps changing. Whether in business, sports, education, or personal life, success is dynamic. It evolves with circumstances, opportunities, and choices. Managing success means recognizing that what worked yesterday may not work tomorrow. It involves sharpening the axe with humility and the ability to adapt to change without losing sight of one's values. One of the greatest risks of success is complacency. The sense of achievement can easily turn into arrogance or stagnation. The reason is not always external, challenges, or bad luck. Often, it is the silent internal shift that occurs when success goes to the head. When pride replaces humility and comfort replaces effort, success can become the seed of collapse. After achieving success, many people begin to believe they cannot fail. This illusion of invincibility blinds them to new challenges and weakens their judgment. The very trait that once fueled their rise, that is, discipline, learning, humility, and resilience, is replaced by overconfidence and complacency, and it distorts perception. Constructive criticism feels like an attack, and praise becomes an addiction. Many political leaders have fallen prey to this addiction in recent times. The ego makes people value appearance over substance, reputation over reality. As a result, decisions become driven by pride rather than purpose, leading to poor choices and alienation from those who once offered honest feedback. Let me share a real life story, the one that teaches about leadership, courage, and humility. Here it goes. This company started operations in 1993 for manufacturing and marketing its products in the Middle East market with a state-of-the-art factory in Dubai. The company slowly but steadily developed suitable products with a focus on quality, with competitive pricing that would offer value for money, and built its brand image by investing a lot of money in brand development programs, and also established a distribution infrastructure by appointing dealers all over, some as exclusive dealers and many as multiple brand retailers. In the next 6 years, it had more than 100 dealers and retailers in the Middle East, with Dubai having 10 retailers with one exclusive dealer. This exclusive dealer was appointed in the year 1996 with a 3-year contract, and slowly his business grew very well with his initiative as well as the company's marketing programs. In the 3rd year, the dealer was contributing 20% of the company's total retail business, though the company had other hospitality business which was a different revenue stream. But as you all know, success is a double-edged sword. It can either inspire humility or inflate ego. Hence, one must always be grounded to maintain mental balance. When the new CEO was appointed in the year 1999, the dealer's contract was due for renewal. The exclusive dealer was projecting himself as a big contributor to the company's overall business growth, and that the company depended on his dealership to a large extent for survival. Now he wanted his contract to be renewed with different terms and conditions. Nonetheless, this dealer was aware that this company's business contributed almost 40% of his group's turnover. Hence, his stakes were very high as well. The dealer also mentioned that daily he was being approached by competitors for a dealership with lucrative benefits. Yet, he had resisted the temptation since he had been a very loyal dealer of the company. He mentioned that if the company is interested in retaining his dealership, then he must be given better credit facilities and must terminate the other 10 retailers from dealing with the company, and that he alone must be given the rights to cater to the requirements of the Dubai market, which was rapidly expanding. Here, the CEO noticed that the dealer's body language and tone did not reflect that of a partner in business development. Instead, he was almost dictating to the company what it must be doing to retain his dealership. He also mentioned that if these terms are not met, then he would become an exclusive dealer of another brand, which would enable the competing brand to get a foothold in his showroom, and the company might struggle for survival since it would lose a big business. The CEO mentioned that he was appointed to expand and develop the business rather than to terminate the existing dealers and retailers. And he counter-proposed that no further retailers would be appointed, subject to the dealer meeting certain performance criteria, which was not accepted. The dealer gave an ultimatum of 48 hours to the CEO and informed him that if he did not decide in his favor, the dealer would have no other option but to become an exclusive dealer of a competing brand. The CEO could feel that the success had gone to the head of this dealer, due to which he had lost control and started thinking that the company would not survive without him. The dealer abruptly ended the meeting and left the CEO's office. He perhaps underestimated the CEO's experience, his capability to assess different situations, decision-making skills, risk-taking ability, and also the company's overall position in the Middle East market. Now, the CEO had a few choices. Option number one was to agree to the dealer's terms and terminate the 10 retailers, which would reflect his weakness and also affect the future expansion plans of the company. Option number two was to terminate the dealer straight away, which may affect the company's business, and it may take several months or years to recover the outstanding that was lying with the dealer, apart from the efforts for recouping the sales. The CEO knew the leadership isn't about bowing to arrogance. It was about protecting long-term integrity over short-term comfort. After thinking for one full day and weighing all options, the CEO took a bold and courageous step to terminate the dealer who was dictating terms to the company. Instead, he appointed one of the 10 retailers to be the exclusive dealer of the company, which was gladly accepted by the new dealer. The old dealer never envisaged this move and joined hands with a competing brand to crush the business of this company. Initially, the company faced a setback. However, the new dealer, filled with gratitude, determination, and enthusiasm, worked relentlessly with the support of the company's powerful marketing programs and picked up the business. The company's marketing campaigns were focused on driving business to the new dealer and also the other 9 retailers in the market. Within 1 year, the company could recoup all the lost business and was on track. However, the old dealer, who had taken the exclusive dealership of another brand, could not sustain and started losing business. In 3 years, the old dealer lost his business and was on the verge of closure pertaining to this business vertical, whereas the company's business flourished with the new dealer. The company also expanded its distribution by appointing more retailers while it recovered all the dues in 3 years from the old dealer. Now it was time to renew the contract of this new dealer, and the CEO appreciated his efforts with the support of the company to regain the market share. You all must be thinking now, everything was set for the company to take off in Dubai market. But there was a surprise and a twist was waiting to unfold. The new dealer mentioned that he had spent a lot of amount on rental, manpower, and other promotional activities and was looking forward to the company to reimburse all such expenses, even though they were not a part of the agreement. He mentioned that he was the biggest dealer now and was contributing a large portion of the company's business, and hence the company must take his suggestion seriously. Otherwise, he would adopt suitable measures to recover the money. Now the CEO felt that history was repeating, and it appeared that this dealer had tasted success for the first time and had lost his balance. The CEO reminded the new dealer of the fate of the other dealer, but this guy was adamant. The CEO suggested renewing the agreement and focusing on strengthening his partnership with the company and growing his business, indirectly hinting that the company would not be reimbursing any amount that was not part of the contract. The dealer was disappointed and left the meeting curtly. The dealer lodged a court case but was dismissed by the court after a battle that lasted for 6 months in the absence of any contractual obligation. The company terminated the contract with this new dealer and adopted a totally different distribution strategy, not only in Dubai, but all over the Middle East market by retaining all the loyal retailers. Today, the company has a majority market share in the retail and hospitality business in the Middle East, and all the loyal retailers have also grown with the company. The above case reflects how arrogance becomes a trap when success goes to the head. Success without humility is a time bomb, ready to explode anytime. In the above situations, the turning point came when individuals began to believe that the company would not thrive without them. That belief, more than any competitor or market force, marked the beginning of their downfall. For young leaders, this story is a reminder that integrity and courage in decision making matter more than short-term profits. For all others, it is a lesson that no one is indispensable, and true partnership is built on respect, not dominance. So remember, stay humble when you rise, stay loyal when you grow, and stay grounded when you succeed. Because humility is not a weakness, it is the foundation of lasting success. Thank you very much for watching this video, and look forward to my next video on yet another real life story. Till then, take care. Thank you.